Welcome back to Geek Culture 101, your home for all things geek. Today I'm counting down what I consider to be the best video game franchises of all time. These aren't just amazing games, they're the ones that define me as a gamer. From getting me hooked for hours to reigniting my passion when I felt totally burned out, or simply delivering unforgettable memories. These franchises are my personal Hall of Fame. Of course, your list might look a little different, and that's totally okay. Gaming is a personal journey, and that's what makes it so great. So let's dive in. Number 20, EverQuest. EverQuest wasn't just a game, it was an obsession. I was absolutely hooked. It gave me my first taste of a massive multiplayer RPG world where I could team up with other players for hours on end. The grind was real, but so were the friendships and unforgettable moments. This game laid the foundation for modern MMOs, influencing everything from World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy. Number 19, Mass Effect. The Mass Effect trilogy is legendary for a reason. It delivered a space opera like no other, filled with deep characters, moral choices that truly mattered, and a galaxy that you could shape through your own actions. Sure, Andromeda stumbled a bit, but the original trilogy cemented itself as one of the greatest stories ever told in gaming. Uncharted. When I felt completely burned out on gaming, Uncharted brought me back. Nathan Drake's adventures blended cinematic storytelling, thrilling action, and unforgettable moments in a way that reignited my passion for gaming like no other franchise could. The jaw-dropping set pieces, witty banter, and heartfelt storytelling reminded me of why I love this medium so much. Number 17, Street Fighter. Few franchises can claim the legacy of Street Fighter. It's a series that put fighting games on the map and still dominates the competitive scene today. With tight mechanics, iconic characters, and more memorable rivalries, Street Fighter is a cornerstone of the gaming industry. Number 16, Spider-Man, the Insomniac series. The Insomniac Spider-Man games are a dream come true for any superhero fan. The swinging mechanics are so smooth, they make traversing New York a pure joy. But what makes these games truly special is their heart, the storytelling, character development, and the love for the source material are just truly unmatched. Number 15, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is a franchise that perfectly blends nostalgia and innovation. The fatalities are iconic, the lore is surprisingly deep, and the series has always been at the forefront of fighting game storytelling. Every entry feels like a celebration of the genre, and let's not forget, it was so controversial. It brought a lot of attention to gaming that no longer would have been there. Think about that. Number 14, Gears of War. Gears of War didn't just popularize cover-based shooting, it made it feel incredible. But what really set it apart was its emotional depth. The relationship between Marcus, Dom, and the rest of the squad added layers of humanity to the intense battles, making the experience truly unforgettable. Number 13, Star Wars Dark Forces / Jedi Knight series. This series gave players the ultimate Star Wars fantasy. Whether it was wielding a lightsaber or mastering the Force, it delivered thrilling gameplay while staying true to the universe. It's a perfect mix of action, puzzles, and fan service, and it was the first Star Wars entry that I personally truly ever enjoyed. Number 12, Dead Space. Dead Space brought horror to space like no other. The eerie atmosphere of the Ishimura, the tension of every encounter, and the terrifying necromorphs made this series unforgettable. While Dead Space 3 leaned more into action, The franchise as a whole is a benchmark for sci-fi horror, and the remakes truly brought it back to its roots and took it to a new level. Number 11, Batman Arkham's franchise. Batman Arkham is the gold standard for superhero games. Its innovative combat, immersive world, and storytelling felt like stepping into the pages of a comic book. Few games have captured the true essence of a superhero series like this, and at the time, there had never been anything to this level. All superhero games had been truly garbage. Number 10, Resident Evil. Resident Evil didn't just create the survival horror genre, it owned it. Its cheesy dialogue combined with its classic horror movie vibes made the early games feel unforgettable. But the real brilliance is how the franchise keeps reinventing itself. From the Resident Evil 2 remake to Resident Evil 4's action-packed gameplay to all the things in between. It's a masterclass of evolution. Number 9, Red Dead Redemption. This game is more than just a western, it's an experience. The level of detail in its open world, the emotional storytelling, and the unforgettable characters make both Red Dead Redemption games truly special. To me, the story was like being in a true western, especially in part 2. Number 8, Tetris. Tetris proves that simplicity can be perfection. Decades later, it's still one of the most addictive and timeless games ever crafted. Whether it's a classic or a reimagining, it's a cornerstone of gaming and something that brought a lot of gamers to gaming who otherwise would not even pick up a controller. Number 7, Halo. Halo revolutionized console first-person shooter games and gave us Master Chief, one of gaming's most iconic characters. Its campaigns and multiplayer have been a staple of gaming culture for over 2 decades. At the time Halo came out, I was against first-person shooters on consoles. To me, the controls had always just been complete, utter trash. But Halo made it work, and then added in such a deep story, it just truly caught me like no other. Number 6, Need for Speed Underground. Street racing has never been more exciting than a Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2. Its emphasis on customization, killer soundtrack, and the thrill of illegal street racing made it a cultural phenomenon, especially since it came out at the time of the Fast and the Furious franchise. Number 5, Left 4 Dead. Few games capture the intensity of surviving a zombie apocalypse like Left 4 Dead. Its cooperative gameplay, unpredictable AI, and adrenaline-pumping action made it one of the best multiplayer experiences ever. And don't forget, it was like being in a George Romero movie. Number 4, Mario Kart. No other game brings people together or tears friendships apart quite like Mario Kart. It's fun for all ages and remains a party game staple to this day. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent racing my family and friends. And you know, it's all fair in love and war until somebody gets a turtle shell. Number 3, Mega Man. Mega Man is a masterclass in platforming and creativity. The tight controls, innovative boss designs, and challenging level made it a franchise that defined an era. Number 2, Final Fantasy. Every Final Fantasy game feels like a new adventure with its breathtaking worlds, unforgettable characters, and emotional stories. It's a franchise that constantly evolves while trying to stay true to its roots. Look at the Final Fantasy VII remakes. It's taken things to a whole new level. And at number 1, to me, the greatest video game franchise of all time, The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda is a franchise that has consistently set the bar for action-adventure games. Whether it's the groundbreaking Ocarina of Time or the open world innovations of Breath of the Wild. It's a series that continues to define greatness in gaming like no other, with deep stories, gameplay that has constantly broke new ground, and let's just admit, it's all a lot of fun. And that's my list of the best video game franchises of all times. These are the games that have truly shaped me as a gamer, and I hope some of them resonate with you too. Remember, this is just my take, so your list may look different, and that's what makes gaming so amazing. Let me know your favorites in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more geek content. Until next time, stay geeky, my friends. Stay geeky.